Hey everybody, welcome back to the wild adventures of Harley-Davidson ownership. I'll tell you what just happened to me yesterday. Was out on a ride, was taking this here electric glide out. I bought this bike last February, so I've had it now for about 8 months, and obviously it needs some TLC and stuff, but when I bought it from the last owner, the guy had show cars in his garage, and I guess I assumed he was a good mechanic too. Now, I'm not trying to blame him. I don't know who did it, but as I was riding yesterday, I was coming up on a turn, and as I went to go downshift with my toe shifter here, I noticed the shifter wasn't there anymore. I was basically just flat footing it on the floorboard. So I looked down, and this heel toe shifter assembly had rotated, and it was underneath the floorboard. And well, I, with my hand, brought that back up so it didn't interfere with anything underneath. And I limped this thing in third gear over to my nearest American Legion to meet a friend. And once I got there, I realized what happened was this inner arm for the shifter had come off the shaft. And that's not supposed to happen. The clamp bolt here, which is a small Allen screw, this is the actual screw I took out. There's the amount of shaft that this slides over. In the middle of the splines, there's a groove. That's actually where the bolt is going to rest, and it should always prevent this from slipping off. Even if the bolt loosens, as long as the bolt doesn't fall out of the clamp, it shouldn't slide off of the shaft. Well, it did happen, and the reason why is whoever put all this together in its previous life didn't get this bolt in the groove, which is between the splines, and this was basically only halfway clamped onto the outer section of splines, if that makes sense. So in the parking lot, I was able to borrow some tools from somebody who was at the Legion, some Allen wrenches, and with the help of my buddy kind of holding the shifter down so that I can get better access to the bolt, I reattached it. Now, it was tight, and I wasn't sure why, but because I had pulled this whole shifter assembly out, and the shaft will just come right out of this. This is just a boss with bushings in it that the shaft, pivots in. So I pulled this whole thing out, and I slipped the arm on the end of the shaft, and I saw that it fit just fine. The splines weren't messed up or anything like that. But as I was reconnecting the arm, I didn't notice it then, but the shaft wasn't in far enough. So as I was tightening this bolt, and it was going on a little tight, I didn't realize what happened was I was tearing up these threads. So here's a little suggestion. I got it all fixed up now. I went and got a new bolt to replace this one. The threads are all flattened out. If this arm ever falls off, I would suggest that you take your toe and your heel shifter off this end of the shaft, so that you're going to get that shaft through there far enough and the arm on the shaft far enough so that clamp bolt or that pinch bolt is resting nice and centered in that groove, and then come back out here and reassemble the rest of your shifter pieces. much better than what happened to me yesterday. I'm really surprised it stayed together on the way home. Now that I took it apart this morning and looked at it, as I was trying to wheel this out of the garage, I was trying to get it out of first into neutral, and I noticed right away something wasn't right again. So, long story short, if you need to reinstall this inner arm for your shifter linkage to your transmission, at the very least, loosen these up. This clamp bolt and then the clamp bolt for the toe shifter is underneath, because they're basically identical shifters. One's just flipped over and the other one's, on top. That way you'll get maybe a little bit more of a push on the shaft inside, on the inside, so that this will center properly. And you don't do this. Anyways, I hope that's a little tip that helps you out. I don't know why it's that tight, unless there's a rubber bushing right here. It's probably like almost like a radiator, a small automotive hose. It's really all it is. It's just a rubber hose that's fitted over the shaft to kind of pick up the space there and keep the shaft from corroding, and hopefully keep some of your grease inside there. So anyway, that's it. Little tip, maybe that'll help you someday. Hopefully you don't have this problem, but maybe it'll help you someday. Anyway, till then, safe riding, and we'll talk to you later. Oh, time to put her away. So I just finished doing that video on the sidecar. I jump on the bike because I'm going to put it back in the garage. And I think it was in second. So I stepped down on the shifter to try to get it in first gear, and it doesn't go down. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe it's already in first. I try to put it into neutral, and it shifts up a gear. So I think it's in third now, and it's stuck. I can't figure it out. You know what? Not everything needs fixed immediately. So I'm going to ponder with a little bit of Old Forester. That's good. Why would it do that? Unless something just got loose in the transmission now. Who knows? That's perfect. Yeah. That's enough to make me finish this bottle. I should just swap out my 2005's engine and transmission into the 03 to go to Sturgis. Yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. I'll just take old Joe again, my 05 Electric Glide. That's old reliable, carbureted, cam plate, new cam plate, all the goodies. I'm stuck in third. What do I do? We'll figure it out. I'll talk to you later.